Okay, let's talk about El Salvador. It's a country that's been, well, completely redefining itself on the world stage. And you know what? There's no better place to see this transformation in action than during its Christmas season. It's just so vibrant, so alive. So we're going to dive into this story, this holiday renaissance, because it turns out a single celebration sits right at the heart of two very different journeys.
And it really all kicks off with one absolutely staggering number: 2.5 million. Get this, that's how many visits the capital city's Christmas village got in just a few short weeks. To put that in perspective, that's nearly 6 times more than all the country's famous beaches and tourist spots. Combined. Yeah, combined. It's huge.
So who are all these people, right? What's bringing millions to this one spot? Well, it turns out they're on two totally distinct parallel journeys that just happen to meet right here, in the heart of San Salvador. We're talking about a journey home and a journey of discovery.
Okay, first up, the journey home, a circuit of nostalgia. Now this one is all about that circuit of nostalgia. Think of it as this deeply emotional pilgrimage, you know? It's a mass return that just fills the entire country with this incredible, unique energy. And this journey? It's taken by the Hermanos Lejanos, which translates to distant brothers. It's just this beautiful, really poetic term for the millions of Salvadorans living abroad. And their trip home for the holidays, it's not about sightseeing. No way. It's about those tearful reunions at the airport, sometimes after decades apart. It's about rediscovering a homeland that is just profoundly changed.
Really, their ultimate destination is the family home, and the absolute climax of it all is Nochebuena. That's Christmas Eve. The rituals are so specific and, man, so meaningful. It starts with the feast. We're talking pan con gallina, this hearty, complex sandwich that's often made from a secret family recipe. Then, right at the stroke of midnight, comes the embrace, this big, comforting hug shared with everyone in the room. And finally, the most sacred moment of all, placing the figure of the Niño Dios, the baby Jesus, right into the nativity scene.
But here's where things get really interesting, because there's this cultural shift happening right inside these homes. For the older generations, the nacimiento, the nativity scene, is everything. It's the sacred centerpiece. And it's uniquely Salvadorian, too. They often mix in local folklore figures like La Ciguanaba right alongside the Holy Family. But for the younger generation, the focus is shifting to the arbolito, the Christmas tree. It kind of shows this move towards a more global, secular holiday vibe.
All right, so let's switch gears. Let's talk about that second journey, the journey of discovery, a circuit of adventure. This is the path for the international tourist, right? The person who's not drawn here by family ties, but by the straight-up promise of adventure.
And wow, what an adventure it is. I mean, the reason most people come is crystal clear. The single biggest magnet, we're talking 7 out of every 10 international visitors, is the country's incredible, world-class coastline. You've probably heard of it. It's been powerfully branded as Surf City.
But here's the thing, Surf City isn't just one single place. It's more like a collection of different vibes. First, you've got El Tunco. That's the undisputed party mecca, the social hub for backpackers. Then you have El Zante, which is way more of a relaxed wellness haven. Think yoga, Bitcoin, that kind of thing. And then, for the pros, there's Punta Rocca. This is the proving ground, a legendary, world-class wave where they hold major competitions. So the key takeaway here is there is literally a beach for every type of traveler.
And here is a fantastic little insider tip, especially for the Christmas season. It's known as the sweet season. Basically, the really powerful summer swells have calmed down. And what does that mean? It means those legendary pro-level waves, yeah, even Punta Rocca, suddenly become rideable for intermediate surfers. It is the perfect window of opportunity to go surf a true bucket list wave.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got these two totally separate journeys happening at the same time. The returning family member coming home for the holidays and the international adventurer seeking thrills. So the big question is, where do these two worlds actually meet?
Well, they meet on the famous Ruta de las Flores, the Route of the Flowers. This scenic route, this chain of absolutely charming mountain towns, this is the grand intersection. Think about it. It's a favorite day trip for families who want to show their visiting relatives the beauty of the country, and at the same time, it's a total must-do cultural experience for foreign travelers. And this whole region really highlights one of El Salvador's most unique, kind of mind-bending features. Imagine this. On a December day, you could be up at El Pital, the highest point in the country. And the temperature? A pretty chilly 8 degrees Celsius. That's about 46 Fahrenheit.
But then, just a couple of hours drive away, on the exact same day, you could be kicking back on the sand at Costa del Sol Beach, where it's a beautiful, balmy 30 degrees Celsius or 86 Fahrenheit. This, right here, is what people call El Salvador's climatic dissonance. And it's just this wild geographic reality where you can pack a sweater and a swimsuit for the same day, and actually need both. You can literally experience a taste of winter and a full-on summer in a single afternoon. It's incredible.
And this whole theme of having these very distinct choices, it keeps going, especially when you look at the country's two great volcanic lakes. The easiest way to think about it is this. Lake Coatepec is the postcard. You go there to see, to relax, to just soak in the stunning beauty and maybe take a ferry ride. Lake Ilopango, on the other hand, that's the playground. You go there to do things. It's the hub for active adventure. We're talking diving, kayaking, paddleboarding, the whole shebang.
But, El Salvador's real magic, the stuff that really sticks with you, often lies just a little bit beyond the main tourist trails. It's in the places that genuinely surprise you.
Okay, let's talk about a true hidden gem, a place called Salto de Malacatiapan. Now, this is not just any old waterfall. No, it's a hot spring waterfall. The water is naturally, volcanically heated to a constant, perfect 37 degrees Celsius. That's 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It is, and I mean this literally, a natural jacuzzi. It's way off the main tourist trail, and it is the absolute perfect reward after a cool day exploring the nearby Ruta de las Flores. So, okay, we've seen new infrastructure, we've seen world-class nature, amazing traditions. But after looking at both of these holiday journeys, the one home and the one of discovery, one single thing emerges. One element that really underpins this entire story.
And it's this. El Salvador's Renaissance is built on two things. Let's call them hardware and software. The hardware is all the new, tangible stuff you can see and touch. The incredible modern National Library, the clean streets, this real, palpable sense of public safety. But the real magic, that's the software. That's the intangible cultural element, the unbelievable warmth, the hospitality, and the genuine welcome of the Salvadoran people.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Listen to this. This is a quote from a recent visitor. "The people of El Salvador are the best people in the world. So happy to meet you, so happy you're in the country." And that right there, that sentiment is something you hear over and over and over again. That genuine welcome, that's what people really remember.
So here's the final takeaway. It's really simple. The hardware is what makes you visit. It gets El Salvador on your radar. But it's the software, the people, that makes you want to return. That's what makes you want to come back again and again.
Which really leaves us with one final big question to think about, right? In an age where we can go anywhere, maybe a country's greatest asset isn't actually what you see,